A Queensland police officer has been filmed punching a man while trying to take him into custody. Police were responding to a 3-vehicle crash in Strathpine and were directing a man to stay inside a car. Officers say the driver was aggressive and under the influence of alcohol, forcing them to use physical force and even a taser to detain him. For more, I'm joined by former Queensland Police officer Terry Goldsworthy. Good morning to you, Terry. Well, what do you think? Was the police officer's force excessive?
Well, on face value, it's not a good look. I think I counted upwards of 15 punches to the head area of the occupant of the vehicle. But having said that, I mean, I guess you're allowed to use closed-hand tactics under the use of force model the police have in Queensland. So he'll have to justify that use of force, as every use of force has to be justified. So if the use of force is not authorised, excused or justified by law, then it becomes unlawful. So that's what the police investigation will now be looking at, to see what was the context, why was that force necessary.
Reports that an empty wine bottle was thrown at that police officer. We also know that, you know, under the influence of alcohol, drivers can cause deadly damage, can't they? And the fact that we're not talking about this morning, or is it just purely the frustration of this police officer at the time?
Look, I don't know the motivations of the officer. It does look like he might have been frustrated, but you know, at the end of the day, it's quite unusual. The officer's trying to get the occupant to stay in the car. Usually in these situations where you see this kind of interaction between an occupant and a police officer, they're trying to get them out. So I don't really know what the purpose of getting them to stay in the car was, because, you know, you can access weapons or keep drinking or drugs or whatever. Usually the priority is to get someone in an accident like that out of the vehicle so you can secure them.
Or potentially trying to keep them safe from other traffic, maybe, to keep them in the vehicle. You can see other traffic going by there. If this is investigated further, which we assume that it will be, what do you think the result will be for that police officer?
Well, look, I mean, in 2021 there were 500 allegations of assault and excessive use of force against Queensland Police, and they're only allegations, not necessarily proven. And it's been declining in recent years. But they'll look at the body-worn camera footage. I'd imagine that would have had to been activated because there was a taser usage later. So that is a reportable use of force. They'll look at the reasons put forward by the officer in why he felt the need to continue to punch the occupant of the vehicle, and what was the threat of the occupant, and was it proportionate? So was the force used proportionate to the threat the officer perceived, will be the key issue that they'll look at.
As you said, on face value, doesn't look good, does it? Terry, thanks for your time. Here's Nat.
Thank you, Shervo. Well, the opposition leader has made a sensation